Hey, what's up, everybody? And I wanted to come on today. This is actually going to be a different topic. I've been seeing this go around on Twitter lately, and I wanted to save this for a different video. And I said I was going to talk about it since I've been seeing it. And the topic I want to talk about real quick is who should main event WrestleMania Night One. Okay, and I've been seeing that debate go around for the past couple days now, and I just want to give my quick take on it. All right, now I know people are debating who should main event between Sasha and Bianca Belair, and Drew and Lashley or whatnot. And I'm looking at a lot of reasons I've been seeing. Now, some would say it's Sasha stands versus Drew stands, mostly Sasha stands. I don't think it's a lot of Drew stands, maybe a few, but there's definitely a lot of Sasha stands. Trust me. But I've been seeing this argument of why people think they should main event, as in Sasha and Bianca, and some would say it's because both are women and both are black and everything. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, well, Bobby Lashley is black himself. So that's not much of an argument or whatnot. And, my personal opinion, I believe Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre should main event WrestleMania. At one point, I was maybe going to say Sasha and Bianca. And this is before the whole bullshit storyline they've been doing on SmackDown because the build has been horrible to this. I said at one point maybe they could main event one of the nights because Bianca won the Royal Rumble. But then I have to remember, all because you win the Royal Rumble, you still don't really main event WrestleMania like that, okay? Charlotte won the Royal Rumble last year. What happened? I know WrestleMania being both nights was some last minute shit last year, but she didn't main event WrestleMania. She ended up, kicking off WrestleMania. I think it was either night one or night two. It still had a fantastic match between her and Rhea Ripley, okay? And I'm not discrediting Sasha Bianca, and I'm sure they will have a great match when they go out there. But the question is, should they really main event WrestleMania, though? I just want you to think about this. Why should they really make main event WrestleMania? I want you to come up with a legitimate reason. Not on race anything, because you can't really do that. Like I said, Bobby Lashley is black, and that's not really going to help. And just because they're women, it's like, come on, we've let the women main event WrestleMania before a couple years ago. Now, I have my discrepancies of it. I didn't say it was a bad idea. I still believe the only reason why they were the main event because they had Ronda Rousey. Looking at both Charlotte and Charlotte and Becky's, you know, momentum in the time, and Becky was on fire at that point. But if it was just Charlotte and Becky, would they have main evented WrestleMania? I want you to think about that. If it was not for Ronda Rousey, would that match would have happened? Been the main event of WrestleMania a couple years ago and whatnot. Think about it. And don't get me wrong. Yes, the women have main evented several pay-per-views, even had their own pay-per-view at one point of Evolution. Don't get me wrong, I think some of those matches were good that main event because we've gone from Hell in a Cell, which the first one, which I still think that was kind of botchy out there. They've had the Royal Rumble. They've had Survivor Series a few years ago, which I don't know who thought that was a great idea. This was when the whole Raw versus SmackDown NXT thing was going. I was surprised that main evented, and I really think it didn't need the main event that show. I think TLC, several pay per views, and some are saying they need the main event it again. But why should they though? And I said it myself. Bobby Lashley has waited what 16 fucking years to become the WWE champion. I think this is his time. He should get his time to shine, and he should main event WrestleMania. Yes, Drew McIntyre was in the main event also last year, but this is Bobby Lashley's time. And if you're thinking of a draw power and everything, the world champion should be the main event of WrestleMania, as a lot of pay-per-views, okay? And Bobby Lashley is the WWE champion, so kind of given by default, he should be main event. We already know Roman's going to be main event the next night, depending if it's going to be still him versus Edge, or there's a lot of saying it's going to be Daniel Bryan involved, but that's a different topic right now. But, like I said, Bobby Lashley and Drew, I believe they should main event WrestleMania, though. Obviously, they are a draw, if you want to go, depending how you want to, use the term draw and everything, but both are bigger names and whatnot. And like I said, it is the world champion. The world champion should be main event in the biggest pay per view of the year. As in a lot of pay per views in general, okay? If you're the world champion, you're the main event, obviously. So I look at this debate, and some people just come up with some bullshit reasons to do it. I'm not going to go into the whole, and I'm sure it's a lot of, some would say feminists or SJW bullshit cucks out there and whatnot trying to say why the women should main event. But like I said, just really think about it. I'm kind of going off of, you know, storyline to some extent, but like I said, the build has been so bad with Sasha and Bianca. Should they really still be main event WrestleMania? Even before the build, like I just said a couple minutes ago, should they really be main event in WrestleMania? Think about that reason. Okay, I really want people to think about that. Because you look at Bobby and even look at Drew McIntyre. You look at Lashley going all the way back in his career when he started back in '05. And don't get me wrong, the guy was bland, big dude and everything. But it's not like he wasn't part of any small angle. We can go from the WrestleMania with Trump and everything, or him being ECW champion. I still think he could have probably beat John Cena back in '08. I think it was at the Great American Bash. But you look back, I'm kind of going a little bit of his history right here from the first time he was in TNA, which wasn't really doing good. But when he came back to TNA in 2014, the man was a monster. The man was on fire. He had MVP with him. He was the world champion. I thought that was some of Lashley's best work was in Impact. Okay, it really was before he came back to WWE. And yeah, he went through some bullshit to get to where he is right now. We can go from the Sami Zayn bullshit or the Lana and everything, but he still ended up becoming champion mostly because of the Hurt Business. And I think putting him with MVP was the best thing. All right. So you just look at his story and his odyssey. I think he deserves to be the main event, though. Okay, I really do. So, like I said, it's not much of a long time. I'm kind of keeping, short and sweet. And I'm sure a lot of people may have many reasons to who should main event WrestleMania. But if this company was really smart, the main event should be Bobby Lashley versus Drew night one for the WWE title. Okay, I just want to give my little quick thoughts on that of who should be main event in WrestleMania, though. Like I said, it's nothing against Sasha and Bianca. Probably still have a great match, but I don't think the best reason just to say because they're women and both women are black is the best reason. Okay, on some historical shit, yeah, but let's be honest, WWE has pushed this women's agenda for a while now because they remember when they kept using the term, it's the evolution or the revolution, and they beat that word to death. I always thought WWE was late to the ball game when they started letting women main event the show. I'm like, come on, TNA beat y'all a long time ago with the knockouts and everything. WWE is just finally caught to the plate on this a few years ago, and they've been pushing this big time out the woodwork like that. Come on, they had their own pay-per-view. I don't think a lot of people bought tickets to that, but they did have their own pay-per-view. Let's remember that, okay? So yeah, you can't just keep coming up with all these reasons, but I just remember they were really pushing that evolution shit down people's throats, and they were just beating you to death with it, okay? But yeah, like I said, Lashley black too, so you can't really use that argument of, just because they black. I'm like, well, what about him? So, like I said, my opinion, Bobby Lashley and Drew should be main event WrestleMania. It hasn't been word official yet. I don't know. I'm sure WWE is by the time I'm recording this video, but I just wanted to give my little quick thoughts on it since I've just been seeing this debate go all over the place. If you have any reason or a comment or any opinion on this, please comment. Tell me, what do you think who should be main event WrestleMania? I'm giving you my opinion on this. Who do you think should be main event in night one, though? So yeah, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Tell me what you think about this. I've already said that already. Check out any other video review that's up online right now. I've already said Twitter, about to repeat myself again, all right? But other than that, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.